Hello and welcome to another Shaky Cam interior review here on AaronOnAutos.com for the Driving in Wyoming podcast. Today, obviously, we're looking at a Chrysler. This is a 2014 Chrysler 300C in all-wheel drive. This is Chrysler's flagship car. This is their premier vehicle in the lineup, and it has been for quite a few years since it was introduced way back, what has it been, maybe 40 years or more. So I want to do an interior walkthrough because Chrysler made some changes as part of their merger with Fiat. Door controls are the same as they usually are. You'll see here, this is the lighting controls, dimmer switches for the instrument panel and so forth, and trunk release. Where you're going to see a big change though, steering wheel is like you'd expect, but you'll see a big change right here. You see this switch here, and then you'll notice no switches at all, totally empty back here. Everything is now on this switch. So up and down is your turn signals like you would expect, and washers or wipers are controlled with this. So you turn it according to how you want it, and then you push in to run the washers, the squirters. And then, of course, your high beams and so forth are back and forth. All of it's on this one switch rather than crowding it onto two switches like they used to and like most companies still do. You'll also notice the blue in these bezels. That blue glow replaces the old amber color that Chrysler has always been known for. So this is more of a Fiat thing. It's very pretty. It's much easier on the eyes. Amber's good in the dark, but only in certain dark situations. Most of the time, it is not really that important. Excuse me. Then you also notice that center screen, as in most cars today, that center screen is the screen that changes according to what you're doing. You see, direction we're facing is east. It's about 5 degrees outside. It's bitter cold, and we got a lot of snow. So I will say, a lot of props to Chrysler. This car handles extremely well in snow and ice. Very, very well with this all-wheel drive platform. And it still achieves 27 miles a gallon. So you really cannot argue with that in a full, not just a full-size sedan, a big full-size sedan. Anyway, right now I am not in gear. I'm parked, so it is showing me that I need to shift. This screen right here will also show like miles per gallon and that sort of thing, live feed. And the rest of the dials are pretty obvious. Fuel down here, speedometer right there, tachometer there, and engine heating over there. This car has remote start, so I was able to start it up without having to open the door while I brushed off the snow and shoveled the walk. So it's a great feature, highly recommended if you live in Wyoming. If you can get it, get remote start. Everything is pretty much straightforward there. Just notice that blue. It is a much more elegant color and just a lot easier on the eyes. Moving over, we see down here, this is keyless, so it's push start. And then we want to look at this stuff. The ubiquitous Chrysler analog clock there. Very, very elegant touch. I really enjoy these clocks on any car, and Chrysler in particular always knows how to do them. You'll see that this center stack has changed. It used to be a little more smaller screen and larger ducts. That's changed to this system, which is relatively new for Chrysler, but not totally new. They've been just slowly evolving it over time. This is one of the easiest to use infotainment systems you will ever find. Down here is a permanent menu of things, so you can see you can quickly jump to the radio. You can go to climate controls very quickly if you want. I turn the climate off so it doesn't make noise in here. You can go to your nav screens, other controls for, you can see seat heating and cooling are controlled here rather than down here, and phone and so forth. So like if you have serious weather, or XM weather, you can do it from there, that sort of thing. So this is a very easy to use system, very, very intuitive and fast. Does not require much of a learning curve at all. Down here, climate controls are pretty straightforward, nothing special. This is a volume for the radio, this is tuning for the radio, this is the fan speed. You can turn on auto climate, turn it off really quickly, and of course all the buttons you're used to seeing. Now, when you want to change where the air is blowing, you do that up here. With the exception of defrosts. Defrost, you can push this and it will automatically turn on the defrost. No menu is required. If you're like me, you probably have like one normal setting you normally use, like maybe blowing it on your feet all the time, or maybe just blowing it out the front vents all the time. So you really don't change that stuff very often. So it made sense to take it off of this. Down here, this is a small cubby. You'll see this beautiful mahogany style look. This is just a small cubby that comes with that upgraded system up there that has 12 volt and a phone storage. Is just about the right size for your phone. Now coming down here, here's another change. This has the 8-speed transmission. I want you to look at this shifter. I want you to see that right there. When I originally got in this car, it's going to beep because I'm so close to some things, but when I originally got in this car, I thought, wow, what a pain. You have to go through each of these gears like this. That's really annoying. But then what I realized was you can actually go, if I want to go to drive, I just pull it all the way down quickly. So I just go like this. Now I'm in drive. If I want to park, same difference all the way up. This, once you get used to it, takes 2 or 3 times. But once you get used to it, this is very, very fast. And it's nicely done. It's nicely placed. It doesn't take up a lot of room. It's not huge, and it's the right shape for your hand. You see that old kind of oval shape? It's like a mouse sideways. Feels very good in your hand, nice and solid. This cubby is perfect for a cell phone to sit upright so that you can see the screen. And then, of course, because this is the top-notch package, the cup holders here have heating and cooling. Nice little touch if you get a lot of beverages. And of course, probably can't see much because it's basically just a black cavern, but center console. Now we'll point out the dashboard. This is kind of a soft touch black plastic. It is not the prettiest thing, but it's not ugly either. It's nice. I really like the brushed chrome. Most of the interior here is very well done. This is a very, very nice car. Chrysler really deserves a lot of props. They've brought their A game with this car. It is a great, great sedan. And it's one of the last of the true American motor sedans, despite the fact that Chrysler, of course, is not owned by Americans, and this particular car is not even built here. It's built in Canada. But as far as the American feel, the big American cushy sedan that doesn't have too much body roll but drives very well and feels very solid, this is it. This is probably as good as it gets. This car has a lot of nice little touches, and I hope I got a few of them today so that you can see just how great this vehicle is. I can't say that enough. I was very impressed. I've not been very impressed with the 300 for the last 2 or 3 generations, but this one totally changed my opinion. Very, very good car, especially considering it's all-wheel drive, great handling in adverse weather, and excellent fuel economy. 27 miles a gallon in a car this size is amazing. That little Scion that's right in front of us there, that little TC, doesn't get the same mileage this does. It's rated at 31, does not get that. So this is an excellent job by Chrysler. Very good. I'm really impressed. So for AaronOnAutos.com, this has been your Driving in Wyoming podcast with an interior review of the 2014 Chrysler 300C all-wheel drive. We'll talk to you again soon.